Good morning to all of you. Myself Adarsh Pandey. I would like to teach you about the Hooke's law. Hooke's law. This law states that whenever a material is loaded within elastic limits, then the stress is directly proportional to strain. Understood? Whenever a material is loaded, when a material is loaded within elastic limit, then the stress is directly proportional to the strain. It means stress is directly proportional to strain. Here, the stress is directly proportional to the strain. The symbol stress. What is the stress? The stress is the resisting force. The resisting force applied by the object. The resisting force applied by the object on a particular specified area is known as the stress. We know that the stress is equals to force upon area. Here the force is the resisting force, not the external force. External force is the other force. Here the force is the resisting force. The resisting force which is occurred by the external force. Stress is equals to force upon area. The stress is denoted with the symbol sigma. Sigma is equal to F upon A. Understood? This is the equation number first. And strain. Strain is the change in dimension upon original dimension. Understood? The strain is equals to change in dimension or change in dimension upon original dimension or change in length upon original length. It is denoted with the symbol epsilon. It is the symbol of epsilon. It is the symbol of epsilon and it is the strain. This is the equation number second. So according to the Hooke's law, whenever a material is loaded within elastic limit, then the stress is directly proportional to the strain. So sigma is directly proportional to epsilon. Understood? For changing the symbol directly proportional, for the replacing the proportionality sign, we take proportionality sign with the symbol is equals to, we take a constant value as a capital E. Capital E is the constant value. It is also known as the term Young modulus or modulus of elasticity. So E is equals to sigma upon epsilon. Here the constant value capital E is also known as Young's modulus. E is equals to Young's modulus, or E is equals to modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity. So this is the equation number third. Understood? So E is equals to sigma upon epsilon. By putting, this is the equation number third. By putting the value of equation number first and equation number third in the equation number third, by putting the value of equation number first and second in the equation number third, we can derive the value of E, or we can derive the value of Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. So E is equals to sigma. Sigma is F upon A, the resisting force, upon area. Epsilon. Epsilon is the change in length upon original length. So change in length is the dl and original length is the L. So dl upon L. On solving this equation, F into L upon dl into A. This is the value of capital E or constant E. This constant is also known as Young modulus or modulus of elasticity. Understood? I hope you all understood my language. When a material is loaded within elastic limit, then the stress is directly proportional to strain. Here the term elastic limit. Let us understand with a term elastic limit. So elastic limit is the limit. Elastic limit is the limit at which the material loses its property of elasticity and it attains the property of plasticity. Here let us assume with an example. This is the horizontal bar. This is the fixed bar of horizontal line. This is the vertical line. These two lines, horizontal and vertically, are fixed. A spring is extended with the external force. A spring is extended with the external force. On increasing the external force, the spring attains at a point of elastic limit. At that point, if we increase the external force on the spring, the material or the spring lose its property of elasticity. It cannot attain its initial position. It loses the property of elasticity. At that point, at that limiting line is known as the elastic point or elastic limit. After that, if we increase the load or the force on the spring is too expanded. After expanding the spring with the extra force, the spring attains a position or a point at a plastic point. At that point, if we remove our external force F, then the material cannot attain its initial position. It plastically deformed. Elastic is the property at which we expand with the external force. If we remove our force, it attains its initial position. Understood? And plastic point is the point at which we expand a spring with the help of a force. If we remove our force, then the material cannot attain its initial position. It attains its final position, and this is the deformation of the material after the plastic point. Thanks for visiting my channel.